Welcome to Escape World's Observatory. Tonight the sky is speaking louder than usual. We have an interstellar traveler brightening as it swings past the sun, and another comet discovered close to home, shining near dusk. But tonight is not about small questions. It's about the large ones. If these visitors are only snow and ice, why do they matter so much? And if there's something more, what would that mean for us? The first thing to say is that this object we call the interstellar visitor is not bound to the sun. Its orbit is hyperbolic. That tells us it came from outside our system. It was discovered in July and will pass closest to the sun in late October before fading again and eventually leaving for deep space. Telescopes show the telltale coma and tail. As it warms, ice sublimates, turning into gas and dust. In photographs, there is sometimes a green tint, which comes from molecules fluorescing in sunlight. So far, it looks like a natural comet with nothing threatening about it. But appearances should not close the case. We must ask what else such a visitor could be. For many, the word alien still brings cartoon figures, but alien can also mean intelligence not from Earth. That intelligence might not be biological at all. Many serious thinkers argue that once civilizations become advanced enough, they create artificial intelligence. And it may be those minds, not their creators, that have the patience and the durability to wander for millions of years. Machines do not need food or air. They can sleep, they can repair themselves, they can cross the galaxy over spans of time that would break the human imagination. If that's true, then the galaxy's ambassadors are not likely to be bodies. They are artifacts, probes, silent couriers of thought. What would they look like? Some may loiter in orbits and listen for signals. Some may be self-replicators that mine local materials and copy themselves, then move outward in a geometric wave. At even 1/10 of light speed, they could spread across a galaxy in just a few million years. That is an eye blink in cosmic time. And yet we do not see obvious swarms. The explanations may be that most civilizations never try, or that they hide, or that they are sleeping, or that we simply have not learned how to look. There is also another layer to the story. This is not the first interstellar visitor. Before this one came a long, thin object known as Oumuamua. That object did not behave normally. It had no coma, but it showed a small acceleration as it left, one that gravity alone could not explain. Some argued for exotic ices releasing invisible gas. Others suggested that sunlight pressure was pushing it, as if it were thin and wide like a sail. We never got enough data before it faded. But Oumuamua taught us to watch the next visitor with sharper eyes. And now we are. Which brings us back to this current traveler. What if it is not just an isolated fragment? What if it is the first of many? Some astronomers suspect these visitors could be part of a larger swarm, fragments born long ago in a cosmic event. Perhaps the disintegration of a distant planet, or even a collision in another system. Traveling for millions of years, they eventually reach us. At typical speeds of 20 to 50 kilometers per second, a piece could cross 10 light years in about 200,000 years. To come from hundreds or thousands of light years away means tens of millions of years of travel. Imagine that. These are messengers from a time before humanity even existed. Now take one step further. Some people ask if a visitor could carry not only machines, but life itself. The idea of a world ship. Engineers have studied it. A sealed vessel that carries a population and an ecosystem across the Gulf. The challenges are enormous. At 1% of light speed, you would haul billions of tons. You would need fusion engines or something equally powerful, radiation. Shielding many meters thick, every system would need to last thousands of years. Deceleration at the far end would be as hard as acceleration at the start. But the idea is not fantasy. It is engineering stretched to its limits. And if you look at the stars with patience measured in millions of years, it becomes possible. And why would anyone attempt it? The reasons are not hard to imagine. Impending doom to a planet, a dying star, a poisoned biosphere, or simple expansion. If your horizon is measured in millennia, launching arcs is not madness. It's urban planning on a galactic scale. Could such a ship hide as a comet? In theory, yes. It could be covered in dust and rock for shielding. It might even release gas to cool itself. But fooling instruments would take a lot. Motion, heat, reflections, and radio all need to look natural. So far, this traveler looks convincingly like a comet, although a weird one. Still, the thought experiment helps us. It sharpens our eyes. It forces us to ask what signatures we would really expect if a moving habitat drifted through our neighborhood. This is where Avi Loeb's theories come in. He has argued we should treat every interstellar visitor as a candidate artifact until ruled out. Not because artificial is the likely answer, but because the consequences of being right even once are enormous. That's why we must keep watching. If the numbers remain ordinary, we will have learned more about the universe. If the numbers refuse to be ordinary, we may be standing at the edge of the most important discovery in history. Plan for zero. Prepare for non-zero. There's a spiritual layer too. Ancient texts describe visions of the sky, a star named Wormwood falling and turning waters bitter, wheels within wheels full of eyes, signs in the sun, moon, and stars. These are not scientific reports, but they are poetry that humans use to give shape to awe. They remind us that whenever the heavens speak loudly, we listen and we weave meaning into it. Holding the poetry in one hand and the data in the other does not diminish either. It makes the experience whole. Now let us consider what it would mean if this visitor is not alone, if it is part of a chain. We might be standing at the start of a long procession of fragments or even crafted messengers, arriving one by one over decades or centuries. It may look to us like coincidence, but on galactic scales, it is only a heartbeat. If they are natural, they are gifts of ancient collisions. If they are not, they may be scouts or sleeping machines waiting for the right moment. If such travelers wish to announce themselves, they might do it in simple ways. A repeating radio pulse, an optical flash at intervals, a brightness that changes when we ping it with radar. They would choose channels we can understand. And if they wish to stay silent, space is large enough to keep them hidden forever. It sounds as if the real task is balance. Wonder without fear. Curiosity without hysteria. Two visitors. One local, one interstellar. Both beautiful. Both teaching us how to see. We must learn to measure with humility and also allow ourselves to dream. Whether they are ice balls, arcs, or artifacts, they connect us to a larger story. A story that began millions of years ago when these fragments left their origin, and one that now includes us because we happen to be here to see them. This is Escape Worlds, Observatory. Two visitors, one sky, one story. We will keep looking and we will keep asking the large questions.